Bike sputtering on me.
That's not what you want on a cross-country trip.
Yeah, you're telling me. Looks like my journey ends here.
No, mate, you ride with Geico Motorcycle Insurance and got their 24/7 emergency roadside service. They'll fix your bike right up. Where you headed, anyways?
Oh, I'm going to Cromenge. You ever been?
No, I can't say I have.
It's like Stonehenge, but shiny.
It feels good to ride with help. It feels good to Geico. Emergency roadside service is optional coverage.
Here's the snapback. Here's the kick. He's got the leg into it. If it is good, and it is! Austin Starr, a 49-yard field goal, and Indiana leads 27-24.
Oh, it's an end around one to throw. Cage looking the quarterback, and it's a touchdown! Big time Leno! Penix rolling out of the pocket to his strong hand. Delivers deep down the field. Caught, touchdown! Fry Fogel again.
Welcome to the OYO podcast. 1 week off, and we're back with a two deep. Another one, defense. I'm your host, Michael Bragg. You can find me on Twitter. It's at Bragley, Braggley. I'm here with my co-host, Brandon. You can find him on Twitter. If he's not lost in the desert, his Twitter handle, though, is Brandon Dubich. Brandon spelled traditionally Dubich, D-U-B-I-C-H. Brando, are you good? You adjust back to the time?
I made it. I feel like I don't know if any listeners have spent time in Arizona. And I'm not talking Phoenix. I'm not talking Tempe. I'm not talking Tucson. I'm talking BFE desert Mad Max style Arizona, where it's 70 during the day and 30 at night. It's a hellscape, and it made me appreciate Indiana that much more. I am not one built for the desert.
Seth and I had two compared to you, it's two completely different experiences in Arizona. Speaking of Seth, he's here. As always, kind of sometimes producer Seth is what we call him. You can block him on Twitter. It's at Setah5, SETAH5. I highly suggest. I said this last time. I'll say it again. If you haven't done it now, do it before Saturday, because it'll be obnoxious. Seth, what's up?
Nothing. What's up, guys? This is a lot more fun than watching this awful Michigan Rutgers game. That's for sure.
Oh, I forgot I put money on that game.
I know that's the only reason it's even remotely interesting.
How's that going?
13-10 over halfway through. Michigan had 3 points 8 minutes into the game.
I'm pretty sure let me see what I took here. Michigan winning?
Ooh, I have Rutgers money line.
Oh, I've got Michigan plus 5.5.
Yeah.
So I got a
You guys can both win. You understand that, right?
Yeah, I got to
win.
We're good.
Making sure you guys realize.
Need a little Hunter Dickinson blow up game here or whatever. But yeah, I don't even know if the rest of the parlay is still alive, so it doesn't matter. I haven't watched anything today. So, all right, cool. Well, let's talk some football, the defensive side of the ball where the men play. Something like that. I don't know.
Can we get to some offense first? A little bit?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So Adam Henry, I don't know if anyone knew, but he was our wide receivers coach for about a minute, for about as long as Purdue can keep the number one ranking. He was our wide receivers coach. And then he's gone. He left for the pros to go to the Buffalo Bills. So we hired Anthony Tucker. Bragg, do you know anything about Anthony Tucker?
I'm reading about Anthony Tucker right now.
So he's pretty polarizing, right? Like when he's got a quarterback, he has nothing but top 20 offenses. When he doesn't have a quarterback, he has like bottom 25 offenses. When his most recent, he was at Utah State, where in 2021 he led offensive coordinator. He led the 19th best offense. Quarterback leaves. He is the 96th best offense.
Part of it.
Yeah. And same thing can be said when he was at UCF. When UCF was absolutely rolling, he was the offensive coordinator there. UCF loses some guys, and before you know it, he's at Utah State. So he has a little bit of a roller coaster resume, but we don't have him as offensive coordinator. We have him as a wide receivers coach, where he's produced some guys. So I think this is a pretty good hire. What do you think?
I'm just reading some stuff here. Former wide receiver at Fresno State. Played some professional football in the NFL Europe, a little bit with the Rams, the Giants. Coached the wide receivers among the top 10 in the nation in back-to-back seasons at Idaho State. I don't know. I mean, you love to talk position coaches. I don't so much. So, he looks like just looking at his picture, I'd say he's going to be great.
So, I mean, I think wide receivers had a lot to be desired with Grant Hurd, right? Not to speak ill of previously employed coaches, but there seemed to be a lot of meat left on the wide receiver bone. We seem to get highly recruited wide receivers, and they never really did anything. Will a new face produce? I don't know, but I like his resume, considering he's been an offensive coordinator. He's led offenses. He has put guys in the NFL. So I think this is a good hire.
Yeah, totally agree.
Want to go to the next position coach?
Let's do it. What is it?
More position coaches. So everyone knows Chad Wilt is our defensive coordinator. Do you guys remember Kevin Wilson?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, he just got a job at where, Seth?
Oh, he doesn't know.
Oh, I stumped Sethers. I stumped him. Well, he got a job at where, Bragg?
I don't know. I haven't
Tulsa.
paid attention.
Tulsa. He is the new head coach at Tulsa, and he decided to take his safeties coach at Ohio State with him, Matt Guerrieri. Well, Matt Guerrieri gets announced as the Tulsa defensive coordinator. Yet he is now at IU in a co-defensive coordinator, which I love. I think Chad Wilt did some good things, but I think he needed help, and his help was Tom Allen. Hopefully a co-defensive coordinator means Allen is left to CEO and Wilt and Guerrieri are left to coach the defense.
So did he just get sick of Kevin Wilson that quick? Like, it took me
days. He was days at Tulsa.
It took me the Rutgers game, the Rutgers homecoming game, for me to be done with Kevin Wilson. But wow, good for him. Good for him. As we said, young guy. We talked about him a little bit pregame.
Here's the big thing. Then I'll be done with position coaches. But after the 2020 season where he was at Duke, he turned Jeremy Cash into a 3-time All-American and had 4 All-ACC selections in the backfield. And he was named the AFCA Assistant Coach of the Year. He was one of the 3 finalists. Sorry, he didn't win it. But he was one of the 3 finalists for Assistant Coach of the Year. And we have him just as a co-defensive coordinator. So I love both of these hires. I think they'll both make an impact in the season. If anything, if it gets Allen more into, it gets him more on the challenges. It gets him more on the timeout strategy. It gets him less away from the play-to-play and more into the 30,000-foot view, as I think a coach should. He needs to get out of the play calling, get out of the playbook.
You called him the CEO, which is exactly what he needs to be. Stay out of the day-to-day, stay out of the play-to-play stuff, and focus on the bigger picture and game management and stuff like that. So we'll see. I mean, it's February. We'll see how much of an impact these position coaches really make. But I mean, it's something else to get a little bit more excited about, I guess. So yeah, both of them really good hires, I think, especially Matt Guerrieri coming from a
two guys who,
position.
In my opinion, could have got bigger roles, but are at IU.
Was he a DC at Duke?
Yes, co-DC. So same role as he was at Duke.
Okay.
Okay,
cool. And he went from Duke to Tulsa for a cup of coffee, and then not even a cup of coffee, and Seth will get this reference, like a little a little shot of cafecito, just like a little cafecito, not even a cup of coffee, just a little shot. And then,
and you know who he's going to be replacing again?
Who's that?
Jason Jones. What did he do? He left a lot to be desired in that defensive backfield.
Well, that was the strongest position on the team, and it was not good last year.
Yeah. So you look at wide receivers, left a lot to be desired. Corners, safeties, a lot to be desired. We get new coaches in. I think that shows that Tom Allen isn't going to settle. He knows he needs to bring in guys to help different position groups succeed. Again, in February, it looks good.
And he's out of friends, right? I mean that like the nicest way possible. Like there's no more friends on the coaching staff. Maybe Rod Carey, but I mean he's just a quality assistant. So, and we've talked about him, and we thought he did a great job on the offensive line last year. So let's get into the nuts and bolts of the team, the defense. Too deep. We're stabbing in the dark on this. So, and as we've stated before, it is February, the end of February, close to it. And we're going to try. We're going to try. Brandon put it together. Brandon, I'll let you lead it, man. If you want, we can lead it. We can talk what we think.
So I felt
you did a pretty good job on the offensive or the defensive line. So
offense, I felt pretty solid. Again, offensive line, maybe this guy will be the one, maybe this guy will be a 2, but I felt pretty solid about the positions. I use 4-2-5 makes things very, very difficult. So that is going to be my caveat. And I do think we'll be adding players to this. So and I think there's a lot of fun position battles. I haven't talked to either one of you yet, which is never a good thing, but I think the next conversation from here should be position battles. We did the 2 deep on offense. We did the 2 deep on defense. Maybe the next pod, whether that's next week or the week after, we talk about 4 or 5 position battles that we see playing out. So just an idea.
Yeah.
So again, we run a 4-2-5. I have it laid out as strong side defensive end or edge, defensive tackle, nose tackle, weak side defensive end. Seth, you know more about defensive line play than I do. Does that sound like a decent way to break it down?
Oh, he's on mute. Let me help him real quick.
Yeah, that's what it's been the last couple of years. So that's what I assume it's going to be continuing moving forward.
Okay, so just to break it down to anybody that's not familiar with the way that IU lines up and calls their positions, when it comes to strong side defensive end, that's your pass rusher. That's your guy you want to see coming off the edge quick to get to the bat or get to the football, attack the quarterback. Weak side defensive end, same kind of thing, but not as dominant on that side. That's more set the edge, run defensive end guy. And then obviously in the middle, it doesn't matter. Nose tackle, defensive tackle, doesn't matter. Nose tackle should line up over the center, probably not going to in the 4-5-2 that we run, or 4-2-5. So yeah, it's the interior defensive line. It is what it is. You just call it 2 defensive tackles if you want, but nose tackle, defensive tackle, I think is what it's on the official depth chart. But yeah, really the only distinction here would be strong side and weak side defensive end. Strong side is going to be your playmakers in that. So let's start there.
Yeah. So kind of the crown jewel of the offseason, right? Andre Carter, I think is going to be there. He's a stud. He has very, very big shoes to fill. I don't expect him to fill those shoes as one person. But again, you could do way, way worse. That was a position Tom Allen had to knock out of the park, and I think he did. That my next one here, and I think we need to add another edge guy, but I did put Miles Jackson in there as the second edge. He played a little bit more inside linebacker in the year, if I remember correctly, but he has a defensive line body. Do you think he's a potential guy for the edge?
So he kind of played that spot, I would say, a little bit last year. I mean, I remember his biggest moment really was that interception against, I think it was Maryland, in the end zone.
So did he drop back in coverage from the line, where he was he lined up as linebacker?
Yeah, that's where, kind of husky. He was kind of in that husky role, stand up defensive end kind of
Gotcha.
hybrid mix there.
Okay.
I was looking, you were talking about adding depth. I thought that really the two deeps across what we're going to go over, I thought looked pretty good. I mean, obviously, I think you're always going to have some injuries throughout the year. I mean, could somebody like Marcus Burris come in and make it? Is he going to be somebody that's going to make a difference on that? The transfer from Texas A&M could be in that mix there. I'm trying to see if we brought in any sort of freshman really off the edge. I mean, you've got Tadarius Collins, who we love. I mean, we've talked about him a lot out of Shreveport, Louisiana, the 6'4" freshman. He's signed early, and so he's in, or he's not enrolled, but he's signed. And then he'll get some fall camp. Maybe he gets in. I don't know. I'd love a surprise freshman out of this class. It'd be amazing. So that's one of the guys to keep an eye on.
Yep. And then those are the two guys I have for the edge. Sorry, I was looking at a different site there. So yeah, I have Andre Carter and Miles Jackson as the strong side defensive end. Jumping over to the weak side defensive end, I actually love these two. I think they're two big bodies. One being Linnell Carr from West Virginia. I definitely think he's a guy that can hand up on that weak side, or he could stand up. Linnell Carr has versatility there to be able to be an edge or weak side defensive end. And then you have Bo Robbins, who almost played exclusively on that weak side defensive end. He has the body and the frame as well at 6'5", 270. What do you think about those two guys holding down the weak side defensive end?
As I said, I think what you've got down here is pretty good. I'm telling you, I think we left off Burris, the transfer from Texas A&M. I think he's going to be a factor, whether it's interior, which he may have slid into at Texas A&M.
His weight just had me as a defensive tackle.
Yeah.
He could be a candidate for weak side defensive end.
Yeah.
Seth, any insight there on Burris? I just think his size is a little too big for an end.
I think he's a prototypical D tackle. Not the nose, not bulky enough to be the nose, but definitely has like the 3 technique, the 5 technique ability. So I think he has, some dual benefits as both a pass rusher interior and not so much as a run stuffer, but a helper to stop the run.
So, to get a little ahead of myself here, I love Beidel and him as rotating on the D tackle. I think those are two big boys.
So this is where the weak side part comes in, and I'm just going to read this real quick from Gabe Brooks at 24/7, where he broke him down out of high school. Basically said, built like a strong side defensive end, but will likely slide inside. Kind of gets in there, talks about good strength, point of attack, good extension, disengages against the run. So he's really good. When I say disengages, I mean disengages from the offensive lineman to make plays against the run, solid physical tackle who finishes plays. I think in IU's defense, getting him on that weak side, whether it's the defensive tackle or the defensive end position, I think is a good spot for him because at 6'4", you can be 6'4", 290 and not be a big fat. You know what I mean? So, and when I say that, I mean just a big load on the inside. So he could be an athletic guy. Again, we haven't seen him. We have no idea. Right. Redshirt sophomore coming in. He's got plenty of time to fit in somewhere. I think he's going to be a factor. He's a big time transfer for us coming in. So, yeah. Well, you talked about Biddle,
and Tevis
as well, and Burris is in there too. So that's one of the defensive tackles. Let's talk nose tackle. Two guys that we should be familiar with, right?
Yeah, how could you not love both of them? How they played late in the season is Lucas and Cox. Specifically, I loved Patrick Lucas. He made a lot of impact in the last quarter of the season. I'm super excited to get him back. I think he starts right there at that nose tackle, and I think he provided some of that bull rush pressure that I think I can't remember the last time IU's had a true bull rushing nose tackle. Legitimately, I can't think of one in my time, in my fandom. I'm super excited about him. And Cox is a great rotation guy in there right behind him. They're both big. They're both strong. They're both nasty. In my opinion, the defensive line, the interior defensive line, is the strength of this IU defense.
That's a weird thing to say, especially for the last
interior. I think there's questions on the edge, but I love, like, just listen to those guys: Tevis, Beidel, Burris, Lucas, Cox.
When was the last time it was this good?
Transfers, by the way.
RG3 was in there. I can't remember
who's the guy that got drafted to the Raiders.
Oh, Darius Latham. RG3 and Darius Latham on the interior. That was a really solid combo inside.
Ralph Green. Yeah, Ralph Green was good, man.
Yep. I liked Ralph Green.
The only thing I want to say about Tevis real quick is he showed some flashes of Weston Kramer, who was a little bit of a cult hero of ours. What was it, 2 seasons ago? So if he can become that next year and really fill in that kind of niche, that'd be a huge boon for you guys.
I thought when he started to get playing time over CO or over Brandon, I'm blanking on the other guy that started a lot that had been there for a little bit, but whenever he got starting, when he actually got time playing, he was great. So and
that's another one, that way to bring that up. We still don't know if CO's coming back. So that's I love the 5 that we have. If CO comes back, that makes it 6. But I love the 5 that we have right now.
Yeah,
in there,
and didn't add any true freshmen. But again, without diving in super deep, I'm sure there's some redshirt freshmen or some young sophomores that are ready to play as well. So
yeah, well, I know we'll bring 4 of the 5 back. Beidel, Lucas, Cox, and Burris all have eligibility next year. So we can get some interior guys this cycle. Tevis is the only one that's out of eligibility.
And don't forget, there's also Cooper Jones, who's a bit of a tweener between defensive end and defensive tackle. He'll be a redshirt sophomore.
Of course, Valpo's pride.
Okay, let's talk.
Don't forget Nick James. Remember how excited we were about Nick James?
Love Nick James. Okay, so that's one of the guys. That's why I wanted to get into the roster a little bit. Nick James is going to be a factor. Absolutely going to be a factor. He started playing a little bit towards the end of the season last year.
Top 300 guy.
Yeah, really promising prospect. Don't want to leave him out. Big time kid, number 99, 6'2", 290 pounds, redshirt freshman. He's going to be a really nice player. Let's talk linebackers, a little bit more exciting. Brandon, I'm gonna make a tweak here.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna start. Let me talk some linebacker. Let me talk linebacker and Husky here. Brandon's got the Casey brothers, non-related. Aaron Casey, Gerard Casey, and who you got? Rudolph. Who's the Rudolph that you got here?
Oh, you don't remember him? Austin P. guy who had like 200 tackles.
Yes, that guy. Okay.
An absolute tackling machine. The reason I have him 3rd is because we know what we're getting in Casey and Casey. Josh Rudolph could end up being our best linebacker.
Could. Very well could be.
I mean, again, who knows if it's going to translate from Austin P. But I seriously think he had like 130, 140 tackles. Like that is nuts.
Yeah. So here was my thing, is that we talked about, we felt good about the 2 deep. Don't really feel great about the depth on the defensive line. I feel really good about the depth in the interior linebacker position. Really, the Husky position is going to be more the question mark. But on the linebacker position, you've got Aaron Casey, Gerard Casey, you've got Rudolph. And then on the other side, which I think, and Brandon, tell me why you don't think this, and we'll just have a discussion.
Yeah.
Why we don't see Casey and Casey playing together.
We could.
Okay, because with that one, you've got more of the run stopping.
Yes.
Pass rushing, Aaron Casey, and then you've got kind of your pass coverage, pass rushing,
correct.
Gerard Casey, thinner, leaner, more athletic linebacker at the same time on the field. But then you've also got a couple guys we haven't seen really play in Magnum Farrar, the transfer from Stanford, and then one of the minor brothers. This is the UTEP guy, right?
Yeah. So Magnum Farrar played at Stanford, and he was not a run stopper. He's definitely more of a sideline to sideline lineup with a tight end or a running back out of the backfield. So the 2 run stuffers are really Josh Rudolph and Aaron Casey. Everyone else is kind of that, which you need in a 4-2-5, right? Like you'd run a 4-3 if you wanted a true inside linebacker run stuffer. When you have a 4-2-5, you need more athleticism. So I don't mind. I actually think a nice 3-2 split on run linebackers and pass linebackers is a decent split.
There's just so much depth. I mean, there really is. I mean, you're bringing in guys that have played a lot of football.
Yep.
So you've got, as I said, the Minor brothers. So you've got Daryl Minor. He's the transfer from the Miners at UTEP. You've got him that's coming in. You've got a lot of dudes that have already been with the team that are going to sit back and watch or maybe make an impact immediately on the field there. And then let's talk Husky and let's talk about why you left Noah Pierre off the Husky.
Oh, I did. Oh, well, he just plug him right into starter right away. This is the Noah Pierre project. I was just in the desert for 8 days, guys. Today was the first day that I was back in the office. You know how busy I was today, and I did a 2 deep. So that's my fault. Yeah, Noah Pierre, just slide him right in as
so Noah Pierre there. And when I was kind of hesitating to get back to my linebackers that were already on the team, but Seth brought him up. Caden Turner, big fan of Caden Turner's. Saw the field at the end of the season.
So did Isaiah Jones.
Isaiah Jones as well. Both of them could get into the 2 deep, maybe even battle for a starting position at some point during the season as well. We got Husky position. Brandon, talk Husky a little bit with me. We obviously know up here, I think slots right in as a starter. And then who else do you think is gonna fit in there?
I had a tough time with this. I had a really tough time. Jamison Kelly, I have in there. He's coming in from JUCO, but he's at that 6'1", 205. We've seen kind of over 200 pounds, you're at linebacker. Under 200 pounds, you're at safety. That's how I kind of made my split. Basically, hey, if you're big enough to play 5 to 7 yards off the ball, you need to have the size. So that's kind of how I made my split there. It was a little difficult though. To be completely honest with you, Bragg.
Well, it's fine. It's better than what I could do. I didn't do one. So good for you.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think again, so I have 4 guys now at Husky and then 4 guys at safety. I mean, we have no idea where those eight guys are going to go in those 3 positions. I mean, it's a little bit, throw a dart. So fall camp, I think, is going to determine who's at safety, who's at Husky.
Well, we have 32 new players on the team. Yeah. 32, 17 of which are freshmen, and 2 of which we haven't talked about, guys. There are 2 transfers that we have not talked about. One of them on the defensive line, Brandon. Carl Biddings from Center Grove transferred in from Louisville. Did we know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Actually, I don't even know if he was ever committed to Louisville or not. Seth, do you have any background on this? He was committed to Louisville. Okay, so the transfer in from Louisville, 6'2", 285, from Center Grove High School in Greenwood. Carl Biddings also could see a little bit. I don't know. He may be just in there. He's a redshirt freshman, so he may just be in there for a little bit of depth as well.
Yeah. So I know no idea about Billings. I know much as about Billings as I know about the 2 JUCO guys in McDaniel and Jamison Kelly. Bragg, do you have any idea where those guys could slot? Husky's kind of where I just like, I don't know where you're going to go. I'm going to throw you there.
Yeah. The Husky position is just one of those where it's like we have no idea. I mean, we knew with McCullough, we knew that's where he was going to step right in. We know that Noah Pierre is going to be a factor there, if not an immediate starter, should be the immediate starter there this season. Anybody else? No idea. You said Bryson Bonds. I'm not going to say he's not going to be a safety. I don't know. So, I mean, Greer could play up there. Nick Toomer, the transfer in, which you've got listed as a starting strong safety, could play there. I don't know. Anybody except for like Max Longman could play there probably. So, and speaking of offensive linemen, another transfer that came in from Seth's favorite college, Northern State. I'm not even going to look it up, guys. Josh Witt, 6'4", 300-pound transfer in from I'm assuming small Seth. What is it?
I have no idea.
Maybe NAIA Division.
Got to be
II,
Wisconsin
Division
or Minnesota.
Got to be from Wisconsin is where he's from. So this could be one of the Bob transfers, where he just goes out and just grabs a big dude and says, "All right, you're going to play on my offensive line, and I'm going to make you an NFL pro." So keep an eye out for Josh Witt as well, interior offensive lineman. Where we're strong, really. If we are strong anywhere, the interior I thought was pretty decent. Okay, back to the defense. Real quick, Brandon, we've spent a lot of time on this already. So let's go ahead and run through. I'll let you run through the cornerback.
Real quick, one more that I don't have on here is Louis Moore. We got him pretty early.
Yeah, Louis Moore, I like him.
Yeah, so he's another JUCO guy. I mean, we really went into the JUCO ranks more than we ever did before. Are they Cam Camper? Are they no one? I have no idea.
Well, Moore was with us last year. Moore played a little bit of defense, a little bit of special teams. Could be a factor.
Could be a factor. All right. So yeah, you want to go to corners. I feel like corners are pretty locked in, at least the starters.
I would think Johnson's going to start, the transfer from Texas. Jameer Johnson, as well as the
Kobe
other Minor
Minor
brother, Kobe Minor.
Who's good. Kobe Minor is he started at Texas Tech. He is legit. And I feel like having Mullen and Mullen and Mons.
Yep.
And also Sharp there as well. All as like second and or third and fourth corners, maybe getting 15 to 20 snaps a game. I feel like that is a very, very nice progression for redshirt sophomores.
Yeah. Strong safety, Nick Toomer, the former IU flirt a few years ago before signing with Stanford. Now Stanford transfer into IU for his last year, I think, of eligibility. Nick Toomer, you think you're slotting him right in at strong safety, right?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know either. Right there with Jordan Greer as well. And then free safety should be pretty easy. Josh Sanguinetti with Philip Dunham there as well. Again, Phil Dunham, another guy I think that could be a candidate for a Husky position. It's hard to tell. That dude, I thought he played pretty well for a true freshman in a couple spots, but I also thought he was very much exposed. The Nebraska game is the one that comes to mind the most. So yeah, that's it, man. As we said, I preface this by saying it's February. So we won't know anything until really after spring ball, and then we'll know more. Most of it will be known by fall ball. So cool. Let's move on. But before we get to Brando's Randos, which we all know is everybody's favorite part of the podcast, we get it. We'd like to just make a quick word from our sponsor. It's the same people that have sponsored us the whole time. It's Monon Track Club. You guys already know the whole thing. I'm not going to spend that much time on it. Check out their stuff, their merch, their club runs, their social media posts. Check out everything. Their website's posted in the show notes. You guys get a discount for shopping with them. It's LEO10 at checkout. LEO, it's 10% off your off of your total, which I think a shirt is about $50. I'm just kidding. But either way, I was going to try to do some math for you, but we're not a Purdue podcast. So let's just stick with the LEO10 promo code, get you 10% off. Back to the show, Brando. Give me your randos.
Sweet. So we already went over what we thought was the strongest position group, which was the interior defensive line. Which position group do you guys think is the weakest of the group?
Are we talking defense side only?
Yeah, defensive side. I just think there's so much unknown in the defensive backfield, I would say.
Yeah, I hate having two corners. I mean, I just said that Mullen and Mons are nice progressions, but like if one of them go down, we're down to three corners, which is bad.
Seth loves him some Mons, though.
I would like to see another body or maybe two added at corner, personal. There's a lot of bodies at safety. Like I said, 8 guys for 3 positions. Good with that.
Are we not
We basically
deep?
have 4 or 5 at corner, 3 of which are redshirt freshmen. Hate that. I would love to bring in any year, sophomore, junior, senior, in at cornerback.
Yeah, I'm just taking a look at the roster. I mean, Lewis Moore could play in there. You got Trayvon Mullen, who's we're real high on. Jamari Sharp. Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, we've got to add some bodies in there for sure. Yeah, Seth, what do you think?
I would normally say defensive tackle because you don't have necessarily a stud. You have a bunch of bodies you can throw at the wall that if you find the right combination, you can make it work. But the more Brandon talks, the more I'm starting to lean towards him. I don't know if he took a debate class in college or something like that, but I definitely see the lack of depth at cornerback. And even though the offenses in the Big Ten aren't necessarily that pass heavy, they're going to expose the hell out of you if you only have 2. They're going to pick on on whatever wink leak you throw out there at cornerback. So that's always going to be a big glaring blind spot until you have too many corners to deal with.
Yeah, well, until they're established. I mean, we've got a couple guys coming from some big time programs that should be able to slot right in and make an impact. But again, it doesn't matter. The transfer portal is so up and down. It's going to be kind of a crapshoot. So we'll see what happens there. I agree with you though.
Sweet. So we're likely going to have 5 to 6 new starters. Are you guys glass half full saying IU's defense was bad last year, having 5 to 6 new starters are good? Or are you glass half empty saying we were already bad, now we need to bring in half the new defense that doesn't know the system? Which way do you fall in over under 50% of our defensive starters being brand new from out of the program?
My glass is overflowing with that. I mean, with an incredibly hyped up defensive backfield, which was just awful last year. I mean, outside of Cam Jones there and Aaron Casey, it was nobody really stood out as like an incredible player that's at least still with the program or didn't leave. So I'm excited about it. They're all enrolled and all in school and in practice or at least lifting weights together and starting to learn the playbook and learn the scheme now, and we'll be in for spring ball. So I think that it's a good transition and enough time for them to kind of figure it out.
Beth?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's tough to say. I think the transfer out that, whose name we won't mention, is definitely a huge is a blight on there's no way you can improve off of that, but I do think that the ceiling is a little bit more higher, or damn, that's dumb, is a little higher because there's just so many unknowns. So if this guy turns out to be pretty good, if that guy turns out to be pretty good, you might have enough pieces to make the puzzle work. It's just nobody knows. I'm a little bit, the loss at middle linebacker sucks, but I mean, Cam Jones didn't play most of the year anyways. So, you use the experience that the Casey brothers had and you roll with it. So I think there's a lot of optimism going into next year, but it's not optimism with results. It's optimism with, prospects and hopes and dreams.
Yeah. Yep. Next question, very much cut of the same fabric. You're going to have 8 or 9 starters that IU did not recruit. The only recruiting starters that I have is Josh Senghetti and Aaron Casey. Maybe. And Noah Pierre. So sorry, 8 starters.
Nick Toomer.
Right.
Toomer, we were a finalist. It was between us.
It doesn't count. The point is,
I understand what you're saying.
8 of our starters are not going to be recruited. Is that a glass half full, saying we're going out and getting good players from other programs? Or are you glass half empty, saying we are not recruiting or developing enough? Which way are you on it?
Welcome to college football in 2023, man.
Break the glass.
Yeah. That's just what it is, man. It's just
Roster composition means nothing anymore.
no.
It is a year by year transactional process. It doesn't matter where they come from or where they go to. All that matters is the results that happen on the field that particular year.
We recruited the guy that shall not be named.
You are rooting for jerseys.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. I mean, I think that there are key positions.
Faded memories, maybe.
Right. I do think that there are key positions that stick. So quarterback, for example, I think you could see a quarterback that stays for, his entire playing career. Maybe a wide receiver, maybe a running back that's really good on a successful team. Defense, I think for the foreseeable future, it's going to be a revolving door unless somebody is completely committed to the school, the coach. But other than that, it's kind of hard to judge that as a glass. I would just say this is what it is now.
Gotcha. Last question has nothing to do with football, but if you're in the desert and a cactus gets wedged into your leg, what is the apparatus you use to get the cacti out of your leg?
Talk about like just a thorn?
No, I'm talking about a full-on cactus.
Full-on cactus. I've never been in that position. What is it?
I don't expect either one of you to know this.
No,
I didn't know this.
Cut it off. I don't know.
No. So if you do that, all the needles are going to stay in your
cut,
leg.
Cut your leg off.
There's something called a cactus comb, and it looks just like a hair pick, and you have to slowly wedge it out. For those that don't know, I'm in professional. I'm not in, but I work in the industry of professional cycling, and I was there for a mountain bike pro circuit race. So there were a lot of people wrecking in cactuses, and just watching them pry cacti out with a comb pick is horrifying. Absolutely horrifying.
Gosh, I was gonna ask why you needed to know that, not being a competitor, how drunk you were in the desert, but
no, I was there for work. There were beers drank, but I never got drunk. But I needed to after watching some people walk out with like anywhere from 6-inch to multiple feet cacti sticking out of them. Horrific.
Yeah, no thanks.
Anyway, that's all I got for Brandon Drandos.
Cool. Seth, you got anything in your sack, or do you want to talk?
I got a couple of things in my sack. I want to talk pro cycling really quickly. My brother was a pro racer, and I did have the pleasure of watching him race, where he rode directly into a stop sign and got essentially like clotheslined off of his bike. So that was
that in a crit?
I was in Bolingbrook, Illinois, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, dude, crits are brutal. Everyone just thinks, it's basically Formula One riding on city streets that
millimeters apart from each other
weren't built for racing at all. Yeah, crits are super, super dangerous.
All right, here's number 2, Northern State. We nailed it. Aberdeen, South Dakota.
Oh, nice.
So totally in Minnesota and Wisconsin.
Yep, same thing.
Yep. I mean, Northern, what do you expect?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Here's my good one. All right. I was in a deep Reddit hole the other day, 2 days ago, based on the timeline here. That guy 420 posted.
Is that your name?
No, this isn't me. No. Personal opinion that you think the rest of your fan base would disagree with. And at the time, the number one trending response, it subsequently has changed, but at the number was a guy named Colorado is a state with an Indiana flair. So of course I was compelled to read this. Then I'll read the response verbatim. Football is king in terms of college sports and bringing in the money, but because alternating caps and non-caps, quotation, we are a basketball school, unquote, many Hoosiers refuse to root for the football team. I have legitimately heard Hoosiers say, I hope the football team doesn't win more than 4 games this year, end quote. If the football team does well and brings in more money, doesn't that only help the basketball team?
Here we go.
Right. So I don't want to spend a ton of time. I want to
Yes,
limit
you do.
this to maybe 10 minutes at the most, because we've gone on way too long and mumbled through the first 45 minutes of this. But okay. Yes, I want to be friends with it, with whatever that guy is. Colorado is a state, Indiana, whatever you called it. This guy is preaching, man. So let's take a step back, and I was kind of fed this question a little bit earlier in the day, so I didn't know it was coming here. But I kind of did some back end thoughts about this. If I were to tell you two teams that are in the top 15, I think, in college basketball right now that are traditional football powerhouse colleges, I would say Alabama and Miami. Do you think Alabama football fans care about that basketball team? Do you think Miami football fans care about that Hurricanes basketball team? I can tell you one for a fact that yes, in Miami, they love the fact that Jim Larrañaga is there, or how do you say it? Do you want to do a little Cuban accent? Larrañaga. I don't want to do it, but Jim Larrañaga is there. They've got a really good team. They're hyped about that. I don't know if you guys have watched Alabama basketball at all on TV or not. At home,
It's pretty.
They look really good. That stadium is packed to the max. They're a pretty solid team. Granted, one guy probably shouldn't be playing. But that's just two examples. I mean,
got a lot of shooters on that team. Somebody had to.
Well, I mean, he just delivered the gun, Seth. Delivered the gun. And I don't want to make light of what is a murder, with an incredibly unfortunate name of the guy that apparently did the murder of Darius Miles, who is not the same Darius Miles that we all grew up with.
But was also on the team.
Yeah, Alabama's probably not the best example in this right now, but I mean, look at Tennessee, a football school, pretty good basketball team, right? I mean, look at what Kentucky's done with their football program. It doesn't have to be a basketball school, a football school. If you want to be real about it, we're a soccer school. I mean, when was the last time the basketball team won a national championship? We all know. I don't need you guys to yell at your own whatever you guys are listening to us on, your phone, your car. The last time the soccer team they've won multiple national championships since I've been alive. The basketball team's won one, and I don't remember it because I was barely born. So why can't we just invest in the school and not in the basketball school? That's my stance on it. It doesn't make any sense. And who cares about the money? Just have pride in your school's athletics and the way that it carries itself, especially with a guy like Tom Allen, who apparently a lot of these basketball backers, these basketball homers, and I'm a big basketball guy. You guys know it. Both of you guys know it. I'll be glued to my TV or wherever on Saturday. I'm glued for every game. I'm there. And it doesn't matter to me being a hardcore football fan. Why can't I can be a hardcore basketball fan? I love the women's team too, and the soccer team, and the baseball team. It doesn't make any sense why we have to be a one sport school. Brandon, do you have anything else to add on?
I just don't even understand. So Seth's in our group chat sent over the Reddit thing, and yeah, I don't understand why they would want not success for one. In my opinion, they're two totally separate entities. Like, success in basketball doesn't mean you can have success in both. One doesn't have to fail for the other one to be good. Bragg, you did a great job of explaining that there are teams currently in the top 20, top 25 in both sports. I mean, it's not mutually exclusive that one has to be good for the other one or one has to be bad for the other one to be good. It's a weird, very weird concept. to me. If anything, the dumb basketball fans that think that way, they realize basketball recruits are going to football games. No football game is swaying a recruit. It's not the first, it's not the second, it's not the third reason they're joining a basketball team, but it helps, right? So like, yeah, I don't get that line of thinking. And the only thing that I can think of that is tribalism. Right, like my dad was a Notre Dame football fan, or my dad didn't like the Hoosiers, or my grandpa refused to support that team. Like that's the only reason I can think, and that's conjecture. I don't know if that's true, but that's the only reason I can think of like I'm not going to support the football team. It baffles me. It's not anyone on this podcast, you know. I don't think Seth is saying, well,
I'm gonna stop watching.
Yeah, I'm in order for Purdue football to excel, Purdue basketball has to suck. Like, no, that's just that line of thinking doesn't even register. It's stupid. And anyone who thinks that way is stupid. So if you think I'm wrong, come at me, bro. We'll have you on the pod. Let's debate. As Seth said,
please.
I was not in debate, but I would debate anyone. I'm a borderline master debater.
And there it is. Back to the funny stuff. All right, let's wrap it up. You're done, Seth?
Yeah, I was just gonna say Kansas was another school that's been pretty good at football the last couple of years, and I was gonna ask if you guys would settle for. I think they went 8-5 and 7-6 or something like the last 2 years. Like that's a certain amount of respectability. I think Indiana football could.
So let me ask one more hypothetical question. Maybe you guys know the answer to it, because I feel like you guys are, well, one of you is a football fan and the other one hangs out with us. So in 2020, what were the basketball fans like? What was their reaction to that season?
Well, everyone
Archie
hop on
down.
Yeah.
Kill Archie. I don't know.
Well, I mean,
but everyone will hop on a bandwagon.
Yeah. So why? I mean, you guys saw the crowds in 2021, the
Awesome.
home crowds. They were incredible until all the wheels fell off. But I mean, I don't. Whereas I think he's right, I do not think that is the majority of the basketball fans.
Vocal minority, very vocal Twitter message board. Minority.
I do think that the reversible jacket crowd is kind of that fan base that he's talking about.
Yes.
So
I just think that also with IU football, it's going to be a product before a fan situation.
100%. Yeah. We've talked about that on here. You have to win to put butts in the seats.
Yeah. That's always going to be the uphill climb.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we're going to end it on this. Have you watched any Ohio State basketball games?
Yeah, I just watched one tonight.
Oh, they're bad.
Nobody there.
Oh,
Nobody. Like it's looking like Northwestern. So my only point there is like people like to rip on IU saying no fans show up. If your team's bad, it's going to be hard to get butts in seats.
Yeah. Well,
right.
I mean, they were good though, Brandon. I mean, look at when Maryland beat Maryland. You know, Maryland fans. You're friends with a Maryland fan, a Maryland guy, Maryland grad, I think, right? Or at least he grew up in Maryland.
No.
He likes Maryland basketball and he likes Maryland football. Did you not see the basketball arena when IU played there?
Yeah.
And lost? It was half empty.
Yeah.
It's the same thing in Notre Dame. Look at Notre Dame basketball's arena, because they don't have any basketball fans. They have football fans. I think it's kind of unfortunately, I think it's kind of a lesser degree at IU where
just reversed. Right.
Yeah. So
Just
yeah, that's it. Let's just end it. It's gone on too long. At least we got some fun stuff at the end, and at least we sounded a little bit more like podcasters at the end of this one. So, speaking of that, you can check us out. It's on Twitter. It's at Podcast LEO. There's not a whole lot going on unless Seth is doing anything. I think we finally gave Brandon the password. Did we?
No, not yet.
No, we didn't. Okay.
You don't want to during March Madness.
That's good.
It's the conference tournament and March Madness is like my booziest 2 to 3 week stretch. So like maybe give me the password because I'm doing dry April because get the Masters. There's nothing going on in April, so maybe give me the password after my booze season.
There you go. Speaking of that, I mean, right behind me, the big old couch. You can sleep right here for all of March if you want. Well, middle of March. Start in the middle. Don't give me conference tournament, Brandon. I don't want that one. But the other one I'll take. That's fine. Either way, and look at you can't sleep on a bar, Seth. I mean, I guess you can. I've slept underneath a kitchen table at least 3 times in my life. So yeah, speaking of that, check us out on Twitter. It's at Podcast LEO. Just add us. We always add you guys back. We'll just be friends. And then yeah, be sure to download, rate, review, follow on all of our platforms. Sorry we took a week off and didn't tell you guys about it. Did we tell them? We didn't tell him. Seth said no. That's usually his job, but he said
it's our
no.
dead period, just like in recruiting. It was a dead period.
It was a dead period.
We're not allowed to communicate.
We thought Brandon was dead in the desert.
Well, pretty close.
All right. Well, hey, that's it for today. Hopefully the end of it didn't get you too worked up or anything. But either way, love you guys. Talk to you next week. LEO.
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 He said it.
LEO. Awesome day. LEO. Thank you so much, Rick. I appreciate that. LEO. All right. Great. LEO. Appreciate you guys. LEO. You're welcome, Dave. Have a great day. LEO. Have a great day. LEO. Appreciate you being here with us. Have an awesome day. And LEO. Oh, thank you so much. LEO. Well, thanks so much. LEO. Hey, thanks so much, Mike. Appreciate that. LEO. Appreciate you guys, man. Have an awesome day. LEO. Awesome. LEO. LEO.